All right, what's going on, you guys? Hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. Today's video is going to be about the PSG token. For those of you who are familiar with it, for those soccer fans out there that have been looking into getting into cryptocurrency, specifically with socios.com, we're gonna be going over all this stuff, mind you. But specifically with Socios and Chiliz and all these big companies that maybe you're not too familiar with, I'm gonna be here to inform you guys about what these companies are doing, what these coins are, what purposes they serve, and why you should just have some fun with crypto and invest into them. So I'm going from a more technical standpoint. I'm invested because I think these coins can actually be worth a lot more than what they're worth today in the next few years. And I don't think they're actually connected to the price of Bitcoin. I think they're more influenced by how soccer is doing than by, the actual market itself. But we just gotta wait and see. We gotta find out. With all that being said, these are my thoughts on these fan tokens that we're gonna be talking about today, and the ones I'm invested in, so that you guys can maybe make a decision and invest in it for yourself. Let's get right into it. Alright guys, so with that being said, let's get straight into this thing. First and foremost, before we get into PSG fan token and what it is and how it works, let's talk about the company that's actually brought this thing to life, and that's Chiliz. All right, for those of you who aren't familiar with Chiliz, Chiliz is a NFT company that's essentially combining the NFT space and esports crowdfunding in a new dynamic way that's allowing for fans to just get more involved with their favorite teams. It's a very, very creative and as it seems, a very lucrative way for teams to be able to bring in more revenue and for them to engage more with their fans. And I'm all for it, right? I think they're really onto something here, because as a fan of American football myself, soccer, basketball, all these different sports, I love investing into my favorite soccer jerseys. I love investing into my favorite basketball jerseys, all this stuff. And I think this adds a new dynamic to how you can get involved with your favorite organizations. I really see Chiliz getting involved with more than just soccer teams. I see them getting involved with football, NFL, rugby, all these different sports all over the world. And it's really just about the actual teams themselves taking initiative and really wanting to get involved with their fans too. So the fact that you see companies like PSG, teams like Barcelona, Juventus, all of these teams saying, hey, yes, we want to take Socios up on your offer. We want to work with you guys so that we can get involved with the fans and really add more to it. It really just shows that as these big top tier teams are doing it, it's going to trickle down to all the smaller organizations. They can't afford not to do it. They can't afford not to be engaging with their fans. And so Chiliz in itself, if we talk about it right now, it's currently valued at about 57 cents. It has a high for the year of about 68, almost 74. It's about 74 cents. And as far as a long-term investment, I think it's a great hold. It is a limited supply token, so as of right now, there's only about 63% of them in circulation. And in my personal opinion, guys, I think that a company like this that's dabbling in the industry of sports in general, valued at $3 billion, is pretty much undervalued for what it can become. I mean, when you talk about football, soccer, baseball, all the different sports that exist all over the world, $3 billion is just a drop in the water. And so I think Chiliz right now has a very, very strong positioning for the future in the next 5-10 years as far as what it can do in the sports world. And I'm excited for it, right? I'm here for it. We're early for it. And we're all about making sure that we invest into these projects so that we can learn more about them and see their growth, right? And not only that, but experience their growth with them. Things that you usually can't do with small growing companies and the stock market, right? I think that's what's so exciting about crypto, that you can find a small company that has a big dream, and as they start to grow into that, you can invest in them at a very small scale, which I think is phenomenal. I love crypto. I love this space. I'm excited for it. So that's Chiliz, right? Before we get into the website and how to buy PSG, let's talk about PSG in and of itself. The PSG fan token right now is worth 46 bucks. Our entry, 37. We got into this thing a little late, so guys, don't think I'm coming at you with this video. I bought in at a penny or $1, all that stuff. None of that stuff. We bought in relatively, later into the growth of this coin. I recently found out about this stuff. I'm here in Colombia right now. I was talking to my cousin. I looked into it, and I thought it was pretty cool, right? So I said, let me throw some money into it. So right now it's worth 46 bucks. We're up about maybe 20% on the investment, and it's doing pretty well. We're breaking new highs. We're gonna talk about it technically in a few, but you see, we have a current market cap of about 60 million, and I think this is a very important number. And we're gonna get into it a little bit later, but the PSG fan token is associated directly with the socios.com website. So socios.com is in conjunction with Chiliz. And so Socios is essentially, that place where, the fans can go to engage with their teams. It's an in-app experience, right, that you can download on the Play Store, on the App Store, and, you can essentially join and be a part of team polls, right, where, they essentially give the power, like how they say here, to the fans, where your fan tokens give you an edge and where you can influence the decisions that the teams make. So right now, we have a team of PSG is saying pick a message for their team's captain's armband, right? You have Juventus that says change the new goal celebration song. We have over here where ASR is saying rename a training pitch after a legend. And I think the fact that the team in itself is giving the fans a little bit more of a voice in the decisions that they make when it comes down to their actual favorite club, I think it's great. I think it's more engaging. I think it's only an upside to how involved already sports are with their teams. This is a brand new way to kind of look at it, and it's exciting to see. So let's see, that's the poll side. As far as rewards go, right, we're gonna go through each section and talk about it a little bit. They're doing fan experiences, and for token holders, I've seen people go to sports clubs. I've seen them have meet and greets with people, be invited to events, give them signed jerseys like how you see here, just for being token holders, right? And the teams are doing a very great job at creating these experiences and giving the token holders an opportunity to grow and to experience a little bit more of a dynamic that they're bringing to the table when it comes down to connecting with their fans. And so really proud of these organizations to embrace blockchain the way that they're doing it, and really proud of Socios to really kind of come up with this idea for fans themselves, right? I'm a sports fan, guys, so I would love to be a part of this one day to maybe experience one of these experiences. I'm holding tokens, so I'm all for it. Let's see, a new digital asset for the fans. So of course these fan tokens, and to be clear guys, these fan tokens, they're just meant to be held, in terms of their rewards, right? So the utility isn't so much, to be able to base decisions on, what players the teams are going to pick and stuff like that. It's not about, making in executive decisions internally with the company. I want to be very clear on that, but it's more so to be able to experience the reward side and, small decision making that, you can influence as a fan of the club. And so these are the tokens, and here's where they announced all the ones that are being released. You already have teams like AC Milan, Manchester City, PSG, Barcelona, Juventus, all these teams, and they were actually one of the first few to start off. That actually came into this, and the opening price was €2, so about a little over $2. And I think this is great to be, to see where it's at right now, to be trading for PSG to be trading at over 40 something bucks. I mean, guys, if you would have gone in from the beginning of this project, then you would have seen the growth that it could have possibly had if you would have been a part of that. I mean, you'd be extremely up on your investment. But like I said, I still think we're in the beginning of this, and I'm going to give you my reasonings why. As far as an investment, it looks like a really cool opportunity, and I hope you guys are kind of following along with me here. Moreover, not just soccer, I really see this thing leaking off into different sports. Of course, here you guys see UFC, so we're going to see how they kind of do it with the UFC. We're going to talk a little bit more about how these teams are kind of maybe going to venture off into for example football or stuff like that. Who knows, right? This is really just Socios right now, kind of like their project, how they're working on. I do know that they just launched a brand new location in the United Kingdom, so they have a brand new office where they're going to be doing business. And I think anytime that you invest into a business like that and you kind of give your company more of a home base, you add a dynamic to a company that adds to the overall value of it, because now brainstorming happens. You essentially are able to mastermind and have meetings with bigger companies. They take you more serious, and so the fact that they're investing into themselves, I'm all for it. And I think as a company, guys, these guys are doing phenomenal. Right now they're looking for partners, and they're looking for people to actually work with them. If I'm not mistaken, if you're a part of if you're an influencer right now, they have like an influencer side where you can, be a part of the actual token in and of itself. So you can influence people, share the token with them, and you can actually make money off of that. As you guys know, affiliate marketing is big in just in general. And I think the fact that they're embracing that type of marketing and rewarding people for influencing and for sharing their favorite teams, it adds to the dynamic. I'm excited for it because that's just all a recipe for success, in my opinion. Having, you know, been in businesses and been in companies where, you know, affiliate programs and things like that really scale business very effectively. I personally have an affiliate program with my company. So, I mean, that's all I have to say, guys. I think it's the wave of the future. As far as how to purchase PSG token, let's get into that right now. First and foremost, you have to go into chiliz.com and you have to create an account. And then from there, once you create an account, you go into the Chiliz exchange where you're gonna be able to find all the fan tokens, okay? These are ERC20 tokens, so they all run through the Ethereum blockchain, all right? In here, you're gonna be able to convert your Chiliz for your PSG token, all right? So if we go into, let's say, for example, let's go into the exchange over here, and we search up PSG, right? In here, the only way you can purchase PSG is by purchasing it through Chiliz, okay? So you have to own Chiliz to access PSG. Now, for those of you who maybe have Binance or maybe another broker, right? If you go into the PSG fan token section here in CoinMarketCap, you'll see where they have it available. And in here, you actually can access it from PancakeSwap, from Binance, where you can convert it from Binance USD, from Bitcoin, from USDT. So as far as like getting access to it, I think this is going to be the easiest way for you guys to do it, purchasing it through Bitcoin or purchasing it through USDT if you already hold some money in Binance. I think the whole conversion of, you know, ETH to Chiliz to then PSG token is going to be way too crazy. I would just go on Binance and purchase it directly. I think it's a better way to be able to buy it without having to get hit with so many fees. So if I'm going to recommend anything to you guys, get a Binance account. If you live in the US, make sure you guys are using a VPN to be able to access it, so you guys can access the regular Binance, and then you can have full access to coins like this, where you can go ahead and purchase them without getting hit with all the fees by having to convert from coin to coin to coin and then go from there. It can get complicated. So as far as purchasing it, Binance is the way to go. But if you do have a Chiliz account and you are holding Chiliz, you know, you can just hop onto the exchange and literally just go ahead and buy it. In here, it'll tell you the value of PSG to Chiliz, but you'll get the valuation of the coin itself, $46.19. You have a strong order book. You have all the last trades that were sent out. And yeah, guys, I really do see this thing, this project just going up, man. I really like the fact that PSG and all these teams are getting involved. I love the team in and of itself. My cousin personally introduced me to the organization, and you know, we talk about it all the time. We watch the games together. But as far as the valuation, right, and the projection of where this thing can go, I really want to get into this real quick because you see, I love the token. I love what it serves, the purpose that it serves. But I'm a technical guy, right? I love looking at the chart. I love looking at, you know, valuations. I love looking at how this coin can scale up to its potential value in the future, and to see if we're right about this stuff, right? I think that's what investing is all about. You know, being able to see something before the market gets there and capitalizing. And so what I want to talk to you guys about is, first and foremost, the overall market cap of the PSG fan token. Now remember, these tokens have nothing to do with the actual team itself. Okay, it has nothing to do with the actual team itself. I want to be clear on that. It really has more to do with how many people are buying into the fan token experience, which is, you know, the reward system and all that. However, I can't fail to look at the fact that, you know, if we really just look at how much a team is worth, right, it really gives us an understanding of, you know, how far this team can go. So the team PSG, right? PSG as a team is worth 2.5 billion, okay, according to Forbes. Now, if we use this metric, okay, if we kind of come over here and we open up a calculator, right? Come over here, boom, calculator, and we run this number. So 2, 5, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We have 2.5 billion here, right? If we focus on 10% of the valuation, so we're gonna talk about minus 90%, okay? So we're gonna be left with 10% of what, you know, 2.5 billion is. We're talking about $250 million. If we talk about PSG as a team and we target 10% of what PSG is worth as an organization, right, we're left with 250 million. Now, let's talk about how much the PSG fan token is worth. Well, the PSG fan token as of right now is worth 58 million in market cap. In fully diluted market cap, it's 910. But in circulating supply, right, this is how much the team is probably holding. This is how much the fans are probably holding, right? Circulating, meaning that the actual people have access to it. There's 58 million in it. So that kind of leads me to believe, like, okay, if the overall market cap of the coin itself can get to that 10% mark of, you know, what the team in and of itself is worth, then, you know, what can we see here, right? What can we see from this coin? Well, from a technical perspective, right? Let's talk about it. Right now, we're trading at $45. This is the chart. I'm gonna delete this so you guys can see. We're trading at $45. As far as in the past, right, if we look at the 3-day time frame, the coin opened up at about, you know, €2. So we're talking about $2.80. Price started to go up, It came and it hit $43 and then it dropped right back down. So really the biggest focus after this happened was, of course, the price consolidating a little bit, retracing, which we had a very strong retracement. This was about an 80% retracement, still healthy in the cryptocurrency markets. If we're gonna be honest, people were just taking profit on their investment. And then, you know, from here, we then started to see the push back up on the project, right? And so we filled this candle, okay? Once we filled that candle, we then created another small candle over here, which then had to be filled again. And this was our entry point. Our entry point when we found this token was about 37 bucks. So 37 bucks, we invested about, I wanna say $3,500 into it. As of late, we had a 55% gain on the token. And right now it's only up about 20% at its current market price. But what we've seen, guys, is the market is respecting, right, this $42, you know, resistance turned support now after we broke it, because we filled these candles, right? And now what we're seeing is the price, you know, pulling back, which it can easily pull back to, you know, and it can easily pull back to these levels and stay there. It can easily, you know, come back up and then continue forward. We just really have to see how it reacts in the future. But as far as price valuation, 45 bucks, I like it, I see it, but I do see it going even further. As far as the overall run that we're focusing on here, we're going to be focusing on, let's see, this run right here. So from here to about here. So right now we're hitting the 236 Fibonacci retracement level. If we go ahead and we take off these and we add the 382, the 382 Fibonacci retracement level is at $39.40. Okay, so I could see this thing hitting about 40 bucks, wicking into that 37 price bubble that we have right here. And then possibly going into the stratosphere from here, right? Where we're targeting then $72 and $90 valuation, or $88, almost $89 in a valuation. That can be our next high, right? From there, from our entry, we'll be seeing a possible return at that high of about, let's see here, 37 bucks. We'll be seeing about 138% return on that investment, which I like. I think is pretty cool, right? But more than anything, we're going to see a lot of money flowing into the token. And so if we talk about that $250 million valuation, right? And then, you know, we instead of talking about price, we talk about the actual market cap. Okay, so if we come over here, we go to market cap. Let's talk about that, because right now at a $58 million market cap, if we see price scale to 250 million, okay, if we see it go to 250 million, the overall market cap about here, we're looking at about a 330% increase in overall value of the token, okay? So imagine this token increasing by 330% when it gets to 10% of the overall value of PSG as an organization. I like to use that as maybe a frame of reference, maybe something that we can use to be able to target the overall value of how far this thing can go in the first run of this year. And, you know, as people start to invest more into it, who knows, maybe that can be it for us, right? I like that. I really like to see that. And as far as, you know, seeing it from a price perspective, 330% from the current market price would leave us at a price of about, let's see here, 330%, let's go a little higher, at about $195 coin. And that's with the market cap getting to about 10% of the overall value of PSG. I like that. I like to see this happen. I think that, you know, seeing a 300% gain on this token would be phenomenal. At this point, we'd sell off our initial entry, take profit on 3K, just hold the rest, and we just hold it there forever and just allow the experience to play out, right? You know, I don't like to really sell coins, but I like to hold them long term. I think PSG is going to be here for a very long time based on, you know, who they bring onto the team, who they leave. You know, as you know, you have players like Neymar who may not sign a contract. You have a lot of different players who may renew for the next year. Who knows? If the excitement is still around this organization, I'm going to keep my money in there because I think PSG overall is going to grow. And, you know, if we get to that 20% valuation, we're probably going to see even higher rates of return, you know, after, of course, a correction, a pullback. From what I saw, right, Bitcoin last week, so if we talk about the dates of, you know, from April 19th to about April 27th, right, where our coin went up about 70, almost 100%, like 90%. Bitcoin itself went down, right, from the same date. So from the 19th, if we talk about the 19th, so from the 19th to the 27th, right about here, it went down and then corrected about 14%, right? So it dropped and then went up. While the coin went up and then Bitcoin kind of came down and then corrected towards this market price, what we saw was essentially a bullish coin, right? So I don't really believe that this coin is going to be affected by Bitcoin. I really doubt it. I don't think that it follows Bitcoin. You know, if Bitcoin goes up, this coin goes up. If Bitcoin goes down, that coin goes down. I think what's really more connected to is not just so much the, you know, like I said, this correlation, but I think it's connected to the overall way that the team plays and the sentiment of the PSG fans as a whole. So I kind of like this too because the fans kind of determine the overall valuation of this fan token. And so let's talk about it, right? Like yesterday, they lost their PSG lost on the first leg of the semifinals toward in the Champions League, right? They lost 1-2. So PSG has to come back with at least 2 goals next game, and they got to leave Manchester City at 0 to be able to actually come back from this and win. During this loss, on the day of this loss, we saw PSG drop about 20%, I think. So from this price to this price, we saw it drop about 20%. And that just goes to show you, right? There could have been multiple factors that led to this. It could have been, you know, either PSG as a team, you know, or the fans, right? The PSG as a team losing led the fans to sell off, right? It could have been people just taking profit simply from their gains over here from $9, you know, to about $57, hitting a high of $57, $58. It could have been a lot of different things, but all I know is that on that day, right, I felt a little off. I didn't want to sell my coins, but some people did, right? And so we saw a 20% pullback. And I think if, as an investor, if you see PSG maybe perform bad at a game, expect a pullback and maybe buy into it because, you know, if you're using this as an investment opportunity or just to have fun with it and to be able to be a fan token holder, to be able to maybe potentially get some type of merge or things like that or cool rewards from the team itself. I mean, it's gonna serve you with some type of purpose. But for us as an investor, as someone who sees a possible projection for this thing long term, I'm excited about it nonetheless. I'm really happy to see a coin like this because of really what it adds to how it adds to the overall respect of blockchain and how it's really integrating into people's lives. You know, for the most part, you're using the app Socios on your phone to be able to engage with it, and you're leveraging the blockchain, right, without even really knowing it. You know, it really helps people kind of like understand the overall world of Bitcoin and what it is in a more of a fun way, kind of like how people invested into Dogecoin, right? Dogecoin was super simple to buy, right? It's not the best investment, but nonetheless, it did get people involved. It does get people started, and that I love. You know, as an early adopter of, you know, cryptocurrency and someone who's been involved in the industry for almost 5 years now, I love to see stuff like this because, you know, I didn't see this when I first started. I had to go into the nitty gritty, very just, you know, in depth, you know, how does the blockchain system work? How does everything work? But, you know, kids, families, older generations, they can really see this and get behind it because, you know, you're going to have a 70-year-old sports fan, you're going to have a 17-year-old sports fan, you're going to have a 10-year-old sports fan, right? You're going to have people who just really want to have fun with this thing. And, you know, I see this thing going very far. So we're still in the beginning of it. You know, the company's only been out for about 2 years. And, I honestly think that as they start to expand into other clubs, into other teams, into other leagues, the possibilities are infinite. So as an investment opportunity, guys, I would honestly say buy and hold for the future, right? It's not about buying in at the lowest. It's really just about buying and holding, because if you buy and hold, overall, if it's a good investment, if it's something smart that you think is going to be worth more in the future, you're going to make money on it. It's going to be better than putting your money in a savings account, and it's going to be a lot more fun than just, I guess, not doing anything with your money anyway. So guys, with that being said, this is Progress with Puello. Today we spoke about the PSG fan token. We talked a little bit about Chiliz, and we pretty much went over this whole system and how you guys can get involved with it. I'm excited to be involved in it myself. I hope you guys are too. I'll see you guys on the next one. Let's go.
Before you go, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure to check out my Instagram, guys, if you want to see more content, get to know me outside of the trading world, and really see some live trades as they happen. I post all that stuff on my Instagram. All the info is in the description. Take care, guys. Good luck.